What's up, guys? It's John Dominique, aka Prize Pictures. Wanted to share another camera roll. Went on a walk yesterday on my day off from work. Went with a really good friend, and we had a really good time. Took the camera out because the light was really strong and it was really pretty out. The weather was great, and I took some pictures and I had a good time. I selected the ones that I thought would be best. I think I have like 19 or 20 that I just kind of want to run through to show you guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start, and it's gonna be random. It's not gonna be in any particular order or anything like that. And I'll just kind of give you some comments and let you know kind of what I was thinking, what my process was as I was taking these pictures. So this first one was a picture, it's like a reflection picture actually, because there was some glass there. And the glass had some paint on it at one point. I don't know if it got chipped away or whatever, and there's multiple sections of that piece of glass where it has chipped paint that's chipped away, and I'm just trying to choose the best section that would make the best reflection, kind of make it look like the coolest, and keeping it like a frame. You can see in the outside part of that frame of that picture, it's got like some chips of like gray stuff that's kind of in the way. And I thought it would look kind of cool if some people would walk through that space, and there's like a crosswalk there and there's people walking. Now, the pictures that I got, I didn't stand there too long because I didn't want anyone to start looking at me suspiciously. So I just took what I could, and there was just a few photos from that. And I think I want to go back to that particular spot in the future and get some better photos, because I want someone, people who are facing the other way, who are walking facing towards the camera instead of away from. And I don't know, maybe the subjects could be better on this one, but this is just a good idea for future reference. It's like a bookmark for me. And I don't know, I think that photo came out cool. I'll kind of show you like what it looked like before the post-processing, so that you can see how I edited that photo. And the next photo is kind of a gritty one, and I don't know, it's not my style. My style is not very gritty. Like, you have some street photographers who like real gritty stuff. And this picture came out kind of gritty. When I see like a little bit of like calligraphy or graffiti, sometimes I like to take photos if I can find like an accompanying piece or something else that I can fit in the frame with it. And in this one, at the top left, there's like some wood there. It's hard to see because of the way I edited this, but there's like some really sharp angles. The way the light was hitting it, there's sharp angles. There's a shadow there. I wanted that to show up a little bit more prominently. It didn't turn out as good as I wanted it on this photo, but it's still kind of cool to look at. And the next photo was just a scene of like a bench and some leaves. That the shadow of the leaves were on the bench, and I don't know, I just kind of took a photo. I don't think this is the greatest photo in the world, and I didn't edit it as good as I wanted. I think I need to increase the contrast, so I think I'm gonna go back to this photo and edit it a little bit more. But I don't know, I thought that was just okay. It was just one of the warm-up photos. I think it's one of the earlier pictures I took that day. And I saw this beautiful, what do you call that, spiral staircase, and it was gorgeous. It was in like the light it was like a yellow building, and I remember there was a Range Rover parked right there, and it was like saying private property. Don't, if you can't really step inside that staircase, but you can kind of step outside of it. You can step outside of it. And I looked up at it, and I was like, I saw the way the light was hitting the angles with the shadows on the side of the building, and it was like, I want to say this is kind of high noon. This was around 2 o'clock or so, early afternoon. So I don't think the angles were that great on this, and I think I can get better angles if I go at another time of day. So I'm gonna eventually go back to this spiral staircase and visit it again and see if those shadows are any a little bit longer, or if they're more on the side of the building, because the way it was at the time of day that I took this photo, it seems like the shadows were kind of hiding behind the actual staircase instead of casting towards the left or towards the right of the staircase. So it made it more difficult for me to actually get the photo I wanted, but I still took a photo. And I like that there was some drama in the skies with the clouds. So that's a good idea. I'm gonna go back, and I don't know, I kept this one in color because I like the yellow, but might try it in black and white too and see what that looks like. And then there was this earlier in the day too. I took this picture because there was this statue of this. I don't know what it is. That's some sort of memorial or something of a girl with her hands up in the sky, and she's looking like she's trying to grab something out the sky. And I was trying to get an angle on this photo to see if I can get something to make it look like she was trying to grab something, like if the moon was out that night, and I was hoping that maybe I can get the moon back there to make it look like she was trying to grab the moon, or maybe some birds over there to make it look like she's trying to grab some birds or something. But I don't know. I think I'm just going to go back to that and see, every now and then to see if maybe I can make something of that. I don't think it's going to be a great image, but maybe I can do something with it. It doesn't hurt to see what happens with it. And as I said, the moon was out, and there was some schooners, I guess is what you call it, some type of boats that were out on the water. And I took this picture in JPEG because I like the black and white JPEGs that come out of this Olympus cameras. And this one, the moon wasn't as prominent as I wanted, so I don't know if maybe I need to try to go with the edit, maybe take the raw file and maybe edit it a little bit and see if I can get that moon to jump out just a little bit more, because it's kind of faint in the background. But I just took this picture because the moon was there. I saw the boat there, and I thought, hey, this might be okay. It's nothing spectacular, but I guess it's more of a memo. And then there's a picture of some flowers. Now, I'm not a big flower person, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people out there who got like the lenses that have a lot of bokeh in them that can do f1.2 type lenses. And I say, I let them do all the flowers and stuff. I don't really do flowers, but every now and then I'll do some. And this is just, I guess, me practicing and seeing what's there. I really cropped this one a lot. I like the colors coming out of it, and my issue with this is my editing software. I have like these presets, and I don't have very many presets for color, so I need to work on that a little bit more and just kind of develop more presets for color images, because most of my presets are like black and whites. The next picture is there was this bird that flew and landed on this fence above like this baseball field near the park, and the person I was with, who I was walking with, was like, oh, there's a bird right there. She showed it to me, and I keep telling myself I'm gonna get a telephoto lens, because every time I see a bird like that, I was like, I wish I had a telephoto lens, but I never get one. I know they're kind of expensive, but I think it's a good investment. Eventually, I want to get one, and this reminded me of why I want to get one. That bird was really up there. It was a big bird, and it didn't seem to be fazed by us because we were kind of close to it. I mean, it's up on top of the fence, and we're kind of getting behind it and in front of it, trying to take pictures and trying to see it. And I was trying to get a good angle of it from the front, but the light was hitting it from the other side, and it wasn't a great situation. But I knew the moon was there, and I thought to myself, let me see if I could get the moon in the picture with it and the trees. And I just wanted to remember that bird and thank that bird for giving us such a good time, because we were out in nature and we were having a good day, and it just made it kind of special and magical that we saw that bird to be remembered. And the next photo is just I guess in a water fountain, there was like this leaf with a water drop in it, and I tried to get a picture of that water drop. It was difficult because I didn't take too long to focus, and I ended up focusing like before that water drop on those little bubbles in front of the leaf instead. And then when I edited the photo, it kind of looked cool because of the colors. I put like some type of morning edit on it, and it made it like yellow underneath at the bottom, which kind of makes it look cool. I like the colors on that one. The photo wasn't the best because I didn't actually focus on what I wanted to focus on. I'll have to kind of take my time next time I get a picture like that, because I think I was using the 45 millimeter, which is more of a 90 millimeter equivalent. Yeah, I was using a 90 millimeter at that time. So the next photo is my friend is in that photo. I had her walk up the steps near this church building, and I saw the side rails, the shadow of the side rails on the steps on the stairs, and I was like, well, that kind of, I always thought in my head it'd be kind of cool if someone would walk up or walk down those steps, and I could maybe take some pictures and incorporate that shadow into the pictures and incorporate the person. I think it will take a lot of different angles, a lot of different pictures. I have to kind of take a lot of bad photos to get a good one. Like that's kind of my thing. And this one came out okay, I thought. I cropped it a little bit, and I took multiple photos with the burst mode on my camera, and I just took the best one I thought and just did a little edit. And I could come back and visit that one. Just gives me some ideas for future reference too, and just playing around to see what I can do with the light and the scene, and see how I can position somebody into the scene and what it would look like. So the next photo, this was just a photo. We were walking, and like there's a retail store, and the retail store is like a little bit like a half story downward, so you go down into the steps, and I saw like the way the angle of the light was hitting on some t-shirts on this one. This isn't a, I mean, I liked the shapes of the light on this one, but I guess the subjects in the background didn't do much. The t-shirts and all that, it's not that great, but I still took a photo and just kind of wanted to share it here on this channel to show you guys, you know, some of the good photos and the bad photos and in betweens and all that good stuff. So you can kind of see how I do, and know that all my pictures aren't gonna be like bangers, as I said earlier in my other videos, whatever. So, and the next photo is a picture of a woman who was just like reading a newspaper, and we walked by her, and my friends tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, look at that woman over there." And I took a kind of like an impromptu picture. I didn't think she was gonna see me because she was too busy looking at that, looking at her magazine or whatever she's reading. And I stopped real quick to just take a real quick photo, real candid photo. I didn't frame it up or anything. I just kind of took a spontaneous photo, and I don't know, it's okay. I kind of like some candid photos every now and then, just to kind of see how people act. And sometimes you can catch something funny or something kind of quirky that you wouldn't have thought would have been, you didn't think about it when you took the photo, but it comes out kind of cool. So I don't know, this one is just a photo of a woman reading basically, and there's not a whole bunch of aesthetics in that one, but I guess it's okay. And I do thank my friend for telling me about the person there looking at that photo, looking at that newspaper for me to take a photo, and that's really cool of her to help me out on my endeavors and taking good, you know, looking out for me to see what I can, you know, I missed something as I walked by her. She was on my right, I didn't see her, I guess, so that was cool. There was this car, this real cool old school car that was backing out of the parking lot in this grocery store, and I tried to get I guess this is the best photo that I had of it. I've got a couple other ones I maybe need to go back and look at them, but there was an old couple, and they were trying to park that vehicle there, and I took a couple of shots, and I wanted to get the whole car in the frame, but they were kind of too close to me, and I backed up a little bit to try to get it, and I took a couple of photos. I didn't get the angle and the style that I wanted, and then the background, there were some other cars in the background that was kind of distracting the scene and all that. So I just kind of took one photo and I cropped it, and that's kind of what I came up with, and then I edited it in the black and white or whatever. And then this next photo is like just a wall with a bunch of shadows and some tree branches that were in the shadows, and I was trying to get the middle. There's like in the very middle of that photo, there's like a leaf in the middle there, and I wanted to get that to be more prominent in the photo to make it stand out in the middle so that you could really see it. But it just ended up being just a bunch of, it just looks like now it's just a bunch of branches on the wall, so it's not that interesting, but it's still kind of cool with the patterns and the shadows and all that. So I don't think I'm going to do anything in particular with this. I didn't even edit it really, because none of the edits came out that great with it. I don't think I can do much, but I guess it's something I just want to share. The next photo is one of the better ones that I took. I'm very proud of this photo here I took during that day. Walking, I guess this is like on the side of a parking garage, and this is the best one of the series that I took. I took a couple of series of, because you could keep walking and there's multiple. This is the cleanest one that I saw, and you know, there's multiple pillars that you can try, and this is the one that I saw that was the most, and then I put a little edit on it. It just kind of looks cool, like a cool little design or whatever. And then I saw this this plant, this flower, and I don't know, when I saw it, when I took the picture, I was like, I like that. I like the colors. They're bursting on this. I mean, they're jumping at you, popping your eye out. The colors on this are great. I like it. And this is straight out of camera, guys. I didn't do any edits, and I tried to do an edit, but it only made things worse. And that's the cool thing about this OMD Olympus cameras, the colors are really excellent, and I shoot mostly black and white, and I hate to let that go to waste. So I just left this one alone. It's a little bit dilapidated if you look at the flower scenes, like, you know, that vase, it has like some chipped wood, some chipped paint off there, and you know, the flowers aren't the best, and it's not the greatest. It's a little, I wouldn't say ghetto, but it's not, you know, a high grade quality flowers or whatever, but I still just like the way this one bursts, and I stooped down a little bit lower to get more of an eye level on this one, and I think this photo came out great. I like it, but I don't think a lot of people, when they see it, they're not going to really appreciate it, because it's not graceful, I guess, is the thing. Like, most people want something really beautiful, really graceful, and they want it to be like super high end. You know, I'm all for that, but I'm also all for looking at things that I think might be beautiful, but other people might just kind of dismiss and not think are great. And I'll try to put them in the best light that I can, and try to make the world beautiful. That's kind of what photography is to me, you know, seeing the beauty in the world, even if the things that aren't that beautiful. I might think something is beautiful, another person might look at it and say, that's gross, I don't even like that, I hate that, whatever. But I just like that one. And then this next one reminded me of another picture I took earlier when I was in Florida. I saw, like, I don't know if that's like some type of escape hatch or something, the fire hatch. And there's a ladder, and you can climb up there, and the moon was back there. So I said to myself, let me get that moon in that picture with it. And I edited this one, I cropped it. I kind of wanted that moon to be a little bit more in the corner, in the upper corner. But I did with it what I could as far as the edit goes, and trying to make it look like what I wanted. And then I made, you know, that the white part of that ladder, of that chute, to kind of pop a little bit more. Might need to go back and increase the contrast just a little bit on that one to see if that might enhance the photo even more. But I'm pretty satisfied with that one. It's kind of plain, you know. I wish I had some type of clouds back there that I could have incorporated, or even some birds, like a bird coming through swooping like this, or something like that. So just kind of real cool, real slow. Sometimes you get that, and if you're paying attention, and you can kind of find like a foreground element to put that bird in the background, and it just makes it kind of cool. I've done that before in my previous photos. This one didn't work out, but at least there was something there that's kind of interesting to kind of keep things fresh and interesting on this. And then the next photo I'm very proud of as well. I think this is kind of like near some type of the bank, like there's a street with a bunch of churches and banks and stuff, and this was one of them where I saw the lines and how they were, you know, intersecting each other. And I said, you know, I made a couple different photos of this one. I did take one in horizontal landscape mode too, but I'm all for that portrait orientation. And I think I can't remember if I was squatting down all the way, but or if I was standing up on this one. The angle is pretty cool. It doesn't, you know, a lot of times with my photos, my angles are off, and I kind of like that, because it gives you if you just put just enough of an angle, you can kind of give a little extra dynamic to the photo. And this was one of the instances where it's not too much and it's not too little, and I kind of like the way this one came out. Now, the textures on the ground there, I'm not gonna lie, I edited this one a little bit. There was like a leaf there. I'm gonna try to show you how the edit was before I took out the leaf. So I don't know if you call that cheating or not. I wanted to make that a little bit more clean on the ground. And also at the top left, that round piece, like it's a lot of texture to that piece there and to the background in that building. And I wanted it to be more smooth, because I don't know, I'm more of my photos are more polished. I'm not that, you know, that gritty. Some people like their photos gritty and stuff. So I did use in the edit, I used what was the tool that I used? Some type of detail tool where you can decrease the details on it to kind of smooth it out a little bit. So I think that worked out okay. I didn't overdo it. Sometimes you tend to overdo it with those edits, and this one turned out pretty good in my opinion. And I'm happy with that photo. That's probably the best photo I took of the day, and I'm very happy with that. And the next photo was kind of cool too. This one I'm gonna keep gritty. That's not really my style, but every now and then, you know, I try to change it up just a little bit, because I just don't want everything to be so uniform. Like if everything's polished all the time, it just kind of gets boring. So this one, it's kind of like you only can't even tell what it is. It's just like the bottom of a dumpster, the bottom left of the dumpster. And it was real gritty, like a lot of details in that photo as far as like there's like this rust, and then like it's kind of crusty. The ground is like that kind of cement where it's like a lot of I don't know if it's a lot of dirt or a lot of filament on it or whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of gritty, and I took that photo, and I just like the angles of the shadows, and it's hard to tell what it is, so it's kind of an abstract piece, but I kind of like that photo. I'm gonna keep that as maybe standard put that in my Flickr feed on my page, and I think that's the last one I want to share. And I had a good time yesterday downtown, and I love this photography thing. I can't help it. I just get out there to get the camera, and I'm just walking around having a good time, enjoying the weather, getting fresh air, getting good exercise, talking to people, talking to my friends, being around people that I like. And it's a good life right now. I want every day of my life to be like that. I just had a good one, guys, and I just want to share. Leave me some comments, make any suggestions, and like my video, subscribe to my channel, and all that good stuff. It's John Dominique Prize Pictures. See y'all in the next one.